Okay, so here's one of the coolest things about color foam. Um, when you glue down a building, you can push, and it pushes it into the color foam. And then when you're done gluing the building on, and you pick it up, it's a lot like a diorama that you can pick up and work on. And then you can build your layout in sections like this. So yeah, this is the first thing I'm going to do. I do have to remember a couple of things. One, this has to be reinforced with another sheet of color foam underneath to build it up slightly higher. So things may get a little out of whack later, but that's nothing that, wall and joint compound can't handle, because actually you can use it really well on the color foam. So I have my concrete base down. I'll let you kind of get a zoom in of the sidewalk there. I don't know how well that's coming in, but now I can build this building on kind of like a miniature diorama. I could even put details down on it, telephone poles, whatever, and then take it over to the layout and stick it on there, and I'll have a completed scene already. Another great thing about the color foam is it bends and curves over things. So if you have something on the layout like plaster or plaster hill, or there's a little bump, you can just go right over it and glue every single corner down. Nice and easy. Now the only reason why I glued this on here is because the windows are already in, the doors are in, so I don't need to get inside this building except for the little detail things, but I can slide those right inside the door. So this side here will be facing outwards. This back side back here will be facing the ocean or the Puget Sound area. So the next thing I want to do is I want to start detailing this. Well, I have some tools here that I made specifically for detailing work. I've showed this many times before. This is an old paintbrush. I took the bristles out of the end, and I put a sewing needle in from one of my wife's sewing buckskin needles that she let me have, and I cut the tip off, so it's not sharp anymore, but it's still kind of pointed, for doing specific things. And what I like to do, let me find my foliage real quick. I got a little bit in there. I'll go ahead and do some of this. I'm going to get this on video so you can see me doing it. What I do is I take the sharp pointed spear object, I put glue on it, I make sure my canister of turf has some fine ground turf in it, green. Okay, so you put glue on it and then run it in the cracks. It's going to take a lot of glue, but you just run it in between the cracks. Take some fine ground turf, put it on there. I'll go to another crack, run it in there. I'll go ahead and zoom in for you so you can watch me do it on a crack right there. This one? Yes. Put glue on it, run it through there. some ground foam on it. Push it down a little bit. Over here I have some little grass tufts sitting around. You can see them right there in the picture. Take my trusty tweezers, rip off a little clump. Put a little bit of glue on my sharp tip thingamabobber, whatever it's called. We'll call it the spear from now on. Running in the crack there, and then just stick the grass piece right down inside the crack. It has a little bit of glue on it. A little bit of grass on it. I'll repeat this in a couple other areas. I think I'll put some, no, that's not glue. I think I'll put some right out here on the sidewalk. I can rip off clumps of grass from the little tufts, like little tufts of grass. These are from, let's see, Seamaster by Walthers. Botanical grass tufts. These are very nice. I really like these. Put a little bit of glue on the bottom of it. Put it right by the corner of the building. The corners of the buildings usually have grass growing around them. Now for this one, I want to put a little bit of grass growing in the crack. You know, like a breaking crack, not a expansion joint. I want a lot of grass growing in this crack, like it's been broken for a long time. I'll go ahead and do a couple more cracks. I don't want to do too much in front of the door because this freight door does get traffic. Now this actually takes a lot of super glue and a lot of time. But it's really worth it, I think, in the long run. Little details like this are what really helps a layout to get some character and actually look realistic and random. It's not supposed to look perfect. Things are supposed to be crooked. Things are supposed to be broken. You know, there's rust, there's nasties everywhere, and especially, you know, next to the ocean or a pier, you know, like Puget Sound. And the Milwaukee Road did not take care of their area very well, and a lot of the industries along the Milwaukee Roads lines actually suffered as well. But that's, that's really why it looks as cool as it does, I think. Because that's pretty cool to model. I mean, who really wants to model pristine and clean with no weathering and no dirt? That's like one of the best parts of model roading is, all that dust and rust and grease and grime and dirty, gritty areas of the industrial areas. I remember when my dad used to drive truck, we used to ride along with him once in a while, and he'd go into the Portland UP yard or BNSF yard and drop trailers off, and the trailers always had bald tires, and they were dirty and just covered in grease and grime and road grime and grunge. But modeling that in HO scale is really fun, so I decided that that's why I would model that modern era, because I always really liked seeing that. Oops, I dropped glue on my table. Another cool thing about this color foam is it's really easy to make potholes. I didn't just make one, only on the bottom, but that gave me an idea that you can make potholes pretty easy with this, and like put a little bit of mud puddles or something like that on there, and just really bringing it to life. I'm going to put some grass in this crack. I know that sounds a little funny, but this crack right here is a big one. It's been around for a while. And it has a tuft growing out of it. Just pull off a little piece, stick it right in that big crack part, because that's going to look cool. But I'll put some right in here. I like to put the grass in the T sections. So what I think I'll do is I will wait for this to dry a quick second. Actually, while this side is drying, I can turn it back around and clean off the other side so you can see what it looks like. It's going to be a pretty long video, I can already tell. Alright, I got my trusty makeup brush here. Okay, sorry about that, I pushed the wrong button. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit. And just get the excess grass off here. Now, if you don't like the way it turned out, you can always add more. That's probably what I'm going to do. Save most of this. Go ahead and sweep this one off too. This side looks pretty good. Trying to do this kind of fast so you're not bored with it. Give it a quick blow off there. Now just set it down and then bring the camera down here so you can see better. Sorry about the shakiness. But you can see where the grass is growing in between the cracks. We got some little grassy areas. I'll continue doing that until I have it the way I want it. And this will be a good looking little scene here. I'm gonna add some black streaks in front of the doors. Okay, sorry about that. I had to sneeze real quick. I didn't want to blow your eardrums out. Yeah, I'm going to add some black streaks here in front of the doors. There'll be some details inside there. Here's the main entrance door. I need some signs. If I want to light this up, no big deal. You can see inside that there's a gap in the floor. All I have to do is run some lights up inside there, push them up in to this top celestial dome so far that it lights it up in here and it shines the light down inside when you can't see the light bulbs. The details inside the door will be blocking the doorways so you can't see all the way through and you can't see all the fake stuff in there. But for the most part, this is going to be in the middle of the layout, so you're not really going to be able to get down in there and look anyway. But yeah, I'll get the grass done real quick, and then I will post some pictures at the end of this video for you to see.